Hey YouTube, hey Facebook, hey WWE fans. I'll get to that in a moment, but I just wanted to start off this vlog or whatever you want to call it um, by addressing something. I'm sorry I haven't been making any videos here on YouTube. I've been dealing with something personal the last couple weeks, um, and if I'm not mistaken, the last time I said I was going to have possibly something to report. That kind of fell through, so I'm just going to kind of null and void that for now. But soon I will be posting challenge videos, probably 2 this week if everything goes smoothly. I don't know for sure. It's either this week or next week that they'll be up for your enjoyment and you can watch whatever. I'm also going to follow that with a punishment video and all, but because of the guy that was in the last one, he lost the challenge. A lot of people didn't realize that he actually lost, but anyway, that'll be up within either the week or next week, I promise. Anyway, let's get to WWE news. I am enjoying what the WWE has been putting out lately. Raws have been gradually increasing in ratings, and people are watching. People are gravitating to it again, and stuff. SmackDown is also increasing as of late, but and that's mainly due to a lot of the hirings, a couple of the firings, the let goes, and whatever. Today, I heard that Adam Rose is officially released. It's not, to me, that's not a thing I'm going to be butthurt about. Excuse me. And it's not something I didn't see coming because of his incident with his wife at the trial that's been going on for the last couple months. Enough about that, though. Let's talk about the hirings that they've had over the last 3 months or so. The first one started with AJ Styles. My God, that was amazing. The pop that he got that night, coming out on the Royal Rumble, being #1 entrant, amazing. And the story that they're taking with him is unfolding, and everybody's glued. They're glued to see AJ, in my opinion, on Raw. Him, and the people that they're bringing up from NXT. Sami Zayn. Let's see, we got Becky Lynch within the year. We got Sasha Banks. Although we haven't seen much of Sasha Banks, it's mainly because of a concussion that she had. So I can understand that they're not keeping her around at the moment. She's recovering from the concussion, and they're trying to work a story around it to give her a little bit of camera time here and there. I don't know when they're going to start that story, but that's the rumor that's going around. And like I said, that's strictly rumor. Let's see. They brought up Baron Corbin. They've brought up, let me see, who else did they bring up? Just trying to spitball here. But they've hired Shinsuke Nakamura. They've hired Eric Young. They've hired Austin Aries. They've hired the Bullet guys from the Bullet Club, Doc Gallows, or Luke Gallows in WWE. They hired Carl Anderson. And I like how they're using them. However, I don't understand the story that they're trying to take now, because from what I understood, and the rumor is, they want to build to a big match style with the Shield and the Bullet guys. And originally, the idea was going to be that Seth Rollins comes back and he brings in the guys from the Shield, and they regroup. And the other story was going to be that the Bullet guys were going to go up against them, and they were going to go in war games. That doesn't seem to be the case right now. I don't think it's off the shelf, though. The rumor for that. I think they're going to hold off probably till Survivor Series. Um, Whether it's going to be the War Games match that we get or not, I have no idea. But I do think the feud is still going to come. I think we're going to have a series of matches too. Um, Whether or not they bring in Finn Balor, and it felt like that tonight. I wanted to kind of report on that. It really felt like they were going to bring him in tonight. The way the story was going with AJ Styles standing in the middle of the ring, and he was kind of declaring that he doesn't want help from these guys. I love you guys as friends, but this is business. I got to do things on my own right now. I love and respect you guys, but I want to do things on my own. And he's not kind of the guys didn't want to go with that. So I don't think it's completely like off the shelf. I even think AJ Styles will eventually be even a part of this group. As of right now, I think he wants to do things on his own, and I think it's going to pan out for a couple of weeks. This is my personal thing. I think that it's going to pan out for a couple of weeks that he's against them, and they might try to help him for a while. They might not. They might hurt him or something because they're not able to help him because he's telling them to stay away. And eventually, I think he's going to go, I was wrong or something like that. And I think they'll get back together. And whether or not they bring in Finn on that, I don't know either. But I do think potentially Finn might be coming very soon. He's supposed to have a big match against Samoa Joe, and that's another one that they've hired over the last couple months, and everybody's starting to dig Samoa Joe and where the story is going for him. But he kind of said from the moment he came in, he wants to talk to these new guys and try to help train them, and he wants to revamp the training that he's taken and do his thing in NXT for a while, and he loves the brand of NXT. Maybe he can make the brand of NXT better. And I love the story that's around him, Finn Balor. Um, Dude, they got a lot of potential stars on their hand that are coming. And the rumor is within, I think, 30 to the next 40 days, we're supposed to have a huge roster none has seen thus far on Raw, on the main roster. From what we understand, I don't know if they're combining both NXT, SmackDown as one roster, or if it's its own thing for the main roster. And if that's the case, we're in for some returns. We got John Cena coming next week, who, what I hear, is he's only 70% healed. He said it himself. He tweeted on his Twitter the other day. I would say about a week ago. Let's see. The potential stars that they have. Let's talk about Shinsuke Nakamura. I love the guy. I've been watching some of his older matches, and he had a recent one before him and AJ Styles came in. He had one in New Japan Wrestling with AJ Styles, and AJ Styles, the king of strong style, so to speak, Shinsuke. His style is so unique, and he comes off as a character that's open to his feminine side. It to me, that's my personal take on the character. That there's a What Culture reported this. They do the same type of thing I'm doing right now, reporting on WWE, and I'm gonna just agree with what they said. I'm not trying to steal any of their material, but they said that he is a cross between like a Mick Jagger, Michael Jackson, and a modern day Shawn Michaels mixed into one person, and he's beautiful. He's beautiful for what he is, and I just hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle, if you know what I mean. He's a character that's kind of different. Um, but there was people like Tajiri and Funaki and some of the other guys from that type of and I can't think of his name. Jimmy Wang Yang. There was a guy like them. I hope he doesn't fall into that shuffle where he gets lost, and that he doesn't potentially become a main eventer or uh, and he doesn't shine, because I think he has an it factor that could put him over even more than he is already. He's an international superstar. He's got to have that um, spark to go there, and he does. I see it in this character. I cannot wait till they bring him on the main roster to see where they're going to go with him. And like I said, I just hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle, which I personally don't think he will, but history has shown that guys that are sort of like him kind of get lost. But I don't think he will, personally. But that doesn't say that he won't. Um, uh, let's see. Extreme Rules was last night, and Extreme Rules was a little lackluster for me. I'm also going to agree on one other thing that What Culture had reported. The Asylum match. It wasn't. There was something missing in that match, and I can't put my finger on it as well as the guys from What Culture. I think it needed something, and I'm not really sure what that needed. But I do see shades of the Attitude Era. I see the potential that they're trying to see how far they can stretch now. I think they're trying to see what they can and what they can't do. Apparently, from why they're even in a PG era is when they re-signed, apparently, with USA, USA was scared at giving them the network, their their network to use for Raw, because of several years ago in the Attitude Era with Brian Pillman, and when they stretched that gun incident, um, they were like, "Dude, that was bizarre. Why did we stretch the viewership here, and why are we stretching why are you stretching what you can and what you can't do that far? We understood you had this and you had that, but because of Linda McMahon being in the spotlight of politics and trying to get into politics and stuff. Let me try to get that out of the way. I just got a shower, but trying to stay in politics and stuff like that, that they have ventured off and done a PG thing to make it family friendly and stuff. But now it looks like they're trying to stretch the bill. Like, okay, let's see how far we can take it, but let's not go too far. If we go too far, it might not be a return that we can do at all. Which is why I think they should potentially. I don't know how many more years they have under contract with USA, but I think it's maybe 5 or so. Um, I think they should potentially look into going to Spike. And I think that would be the best place for them to go at this point. And with Shane coming back, is making the ratings perfect again. And I don't know what the fans exactly see in Shane. I know what I see, but I don't know what the fans exactly see in Shane that makes it think, okay, this is going to be something different and all. This is going to be something new. Maybe it's just the style that he brings. I don't know, or just something refreshing out of Shane. And I kind of agree. I do think it's refreshing to see something different, except for, I mean, the Authority was running old. It was getting to a point. Okay, here's the Authority again. Here's Triple H out again. Here's this. Here's that. And the fact that Seth Rollins is back, that's another highlight in my opinion. Seth Rollins, potentially coming back and having a feud with Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank is going to be great. And the fact that there were the Money in the Bank, that's another thing I wanted to kind of talk about real quick. Money in the Bank is shaping up to be a pretty good match this year too. But the things that I think the match needed and doesn't have is AJ Styles in it. I hope somehow they give him another opportunity within the next couple weeks to be put in that match, because without him, I feel like it's going to be a little loose. I don't know if they're going to add Kalisto to it, because he didn't qualify. I don't think he qualified tonight. I don't think he even had a qualifying match tonight. But there was a lot of qualifying matches tonight, and they have Sami Zayn. That's the one potential one in there that I think, oh yeah, this is going to be good. But now it could be either, well, Seth Rollins, I think, is kind of set off. I think he's going to be totally just taking on Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. I don't think he's going to even be placed in the Money in the Bank. But if he is for a qualifying match next week, I could potentially see that happening, and he would be one of the guys. I hope and pray that the other guy is not Cena. I mean, we've seen enough of Cena, but I think what's going to happen is he's probably going to come back, and he's probably going to try to win back. He's either going to go right for the IC title, because he's never held that belt yet. That's kind of surprising with the career that he's had. That's one belt that he hasn't been able to capture yet. He's had matches for it, but he's never actually won that belt. That's kind of cool. And another, I just think he might be going for the U.S. title when he comes back. But because Rusev's got it, and he potentially hated Rusev originally in a story, I just think they might rehash that a little bit and try to win back the U.S. title. But I just feel like they needed AJ Styles in it, and they don't have him. But they can redeem themselves if they either put Kalisto or somebody else that's high flying, because in my opinion, the way it's shaping up, there's only really one in that match right now, and that's Sami Zayn. I'm not saying that Kevin Owens can't do a flip off the top, but let's face it, it would have been awesome to have two high flyers, keep the ground guys on the ground, and whatever. But it should be a good pay-per-view coming up. I'm looking forward to see if they do something new with Money in the Bank, which would be a women's ladder match. I would hope they do. A lot of people are hinting at it. It's a rumor, even in WWE themselves, talking about it. I kind of hope they do. It would potentially, by far, put over the women's division even more. So, let me know what you guys think. Okay? What do you want to see with this potential rebranding of WWE? Do you think it's really going well? Let me know. Leave a comment. I like to hear what you guys are thinking. Um, and as always, tippy tappy that like button. Subscribe to my channel. I want you to smack it like you would a fine ass. And you can follow me on Twitch. I do twitching at twitch.tv.com at anarchy underscore is underscore blissful at twitch.tv.com. And again, have a nice day. Stay safe. I love you guys.